Hey up, I'm Alex, I'm the ninth DigiDestined, and this is my brand spanking new series, Finding Digimon. So the idea of this series is me kind of using my platform to allow other Digimon tamers and DigiDestined all around the world to tell their story about Digimon, to tell their journey and all that jazz. And today, my first guest is coming at us live all the way from Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, the Digimon Professor. So I am here today with the legendary Digimon Professor. Hello, Jordan.
Hello, it's me in the flesh, the 2D paper flesh. Hello.
So, just a few questions to go through with you today, sir. So, first of all, introduce yourself.
Of course. Well, my name is Jordan. You'll know me as the Digimon Professor. The name doesn't really match because you think you're gonna get like highbrow entertainment, but it's actually just really really bad shit posts. But yeah, I make Digimon videos online for the glory of YouTube.com. And yeah, I enjoy doing it. It's good fun.
Epic. So, for anyone that's not aware, the Digimon Professor, in my opinion, makes some like very bravely original and refreshing content. Like Digimon is a big universe, but it's in a small pond. So, a lot of different creators and stuff can get a little bit samey, but Jordan takes a completely different and unique approach to it, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. So, question 2, sir. What was your first touch with Digimon?
Oh, it was definitely the Digimon Adventure anime, the very first one. I can't remember what episode it was. I think it was the one with Monzemon. So I missed like the first couple of ones, but I was like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, a cactus fighting a teddy bear. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna watch more of this. And lo and behold, it was like Spider-Man where he gets bitten by the spider. Instead, this time I was bitten by Agumon.
That's cool. That's the thing, because the kids of today don't know how unforgiving TV was back then. Like, if you missed an episode, it was just gone. Like, there's no going back. There was no series review, rewind, or whatever. So, yeah, it must have been. I mean, how did you get caught up? Did you rent it from Blockbuster or something? Or
I think from memory, my dad had like really simple dial-up internet, and I think he was able to find like an upload or something like that. I mean, this is going back to when I was really young, so a lot of my memories slipped my mind. But I remember one particular instance where, so in Australia, it used to run like Saturday mornings. I think it was called. Australians correct me in the comments, but I think it was called Cheese TV or Toasted TV or something like that. And one day, it was very memorable because I was hooked, and it was up to the point where Skull Greymon makes his appearance. Right, like that was a really sick episode.
yeah, 100%.
And then they changed the runtime, so I had VCR back in the day that was automatically set up to record it. And then when I went to watch it back that morning, I was watching Woody Woodpecker.
Oh no!
So I ended up missing what happened. Now, granted, it was just some stupid boat episode, but it was still like, what's gonna happen?
Question 3: did you ever drift away from Digimon? If so, what brought you back?
I've never really drifted away from Digimon. What happened was there was a point where I stopped following Digimon, and that was purely because I'm an idiot and didn't realize that they were making any more. So I watched Adventure, I watched O2, I watched Tamers, watched Frontier, loved them. And then I just didn't realize that they were making any more. I thought, oh, okay, well, it's not being made anymore. It's done. And I ended up missing my absolute favorite season because of it. And all the merch has now gone up to like $10,000 for like a mini Geo Greymon figure. And I absolutely regret it. What brought me back eventually was the old Digimon World on DS. I ended up getting that on my R4. No, don't pirate, kids. That's bad. Piracy is not morally okay. But yeah, I ended up getting that game, and I was like, oh wow, they're still making Digimon? What? And then yeah, I eventually just got back into the series very passively. It was more of just oh yeah, this is a thing, I can dip into every now and again. And then come the DM20, again, I got reinfected.
Yeah, I think the Digimon 20 was like, I think, a massive turning point for pretty much everyone currently in the Digimon community, because I feel like before that, there's probably a lot of casual fans, like you say, just kind of like passively like following it, but not like turbo engagement. But I think the DM20, from what my experience at least, really kind of hooked everyone back in and was like, no, it's time to commit. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was. It was an absolute commitment from Bandai because at that point everything was just Japanese exclusive. Like you had to import everything. Like I think the minis were exclusive. You know, whatever devices we did for Fusion. I mean, I know there was like one English device, but like the backlit color one, they were like, "Nah, we're keeping that Japanese." And yeah, it was like because back in the day you wouldn't know if this was going to come out in English or not. So when it finally did drop, it was just this massive like, yeah, they want to give this to us, and you know it's back. Digimon is back.
To tag on to that question, you mentioned about your favorite season. So give me the lowdown. What is it and why?
I think it's just I kind of like the idea of older people tackling Digimon. Like I like the idea of this essentially this Men in Black organization. Like I love the one in Tamers where you know they were trying to contain Digimon. This was more like they were trying to just prevent them from wreaking too much havoc. And I just like the idea that they like each character had their own unique style. Like for example, I always love this, and I love how in every episode they somehow find a way to make Marcus punch the biggest thing possible, and
Yeah.
it's just hands down. I love that idea. I just love the fact that each character. Now, granted, I mean some of them, you know, weren't that super developed and didn't get to really. You don't really know what triggers their DNA charge, but you know, it was still a really cool idea. And even the background characters, like they actually did stuff. Like Commander Samson, I think was a really cool character. I thought he definitely was one of the highlights, especially the fact that I don't think people care about spoilers for like a nearly 20-year-old anime, but the fact that he just suddenly all of a sudden whipped out a Royal Knight, you know, just cash as you do.
The one spoiler I won't reveal that I think was a cool reveal was the true identity of Bancho Leomon. That was a real sucker punch to me, and that really caught me off guard. Like I thought that was sick.
Yeah, no, it was because it was a mystery that was built up, you know, like an actual proper mystery. Like I feel like if they were to do an anime again where you know there's like this big mystery that they need to build up, like you know maybe someone's father's location, and maybe they might have like a sort of white Agumon that looks like a Triceratops. Maybe they should take notes from that season because it was really well handled.
Yeah, 100%. I do feel like Data Squad is massively like underrated. I think it's due to mostly the timeline where it appeared, because most people that I speak to, and myself included, find that Frontier was the weaker of the seasons, especially following Tamers, which in most people's opinions is one of the best. So I would have liked to have seen Tamers go straight into Data Squad personally, because Data Squad even feels a bit like a continuation in some ways. Like you said about the organization, it could quite easily be that DATS is the organization we see in Tamers.
I'll say this about like Frontier. I'm glad that they at least tried something new.
Definitely.
Granted, you know, results may vary, but like I'll always die on the hill that first arc was just really good, but then it just sort of dipped afterwards. Especially to this day, I still don't know why Cherubimon didn't give Duskmon a double beast spirit thing or whatever it was, where they combined both. I to this day I don't get it. Like it's your last soldier. You're just gonna leave him out there to die? Is it just that you're just sitting there laughing? He's just sitting there watching the boys beat him up, and he's just there eating popcorn.
Okay, so back to channel discussion. So, what was it that pushed you to upload your first video on your channel?
Believe it or not, it would be my partner. So she, especially during COVID when there was not much to do, she tried to push me to make videos. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna make. Eventually, you know, at that time I was watching your channel, and I just loved the whole Digimon thing. And at first, and you know, I don't think I've ever told this story, but I was originally going to be a digital Dreamo 9 knockoff and just, you know, record things out walking around. And I think I did actually record something. I think it was when the DMX, I think it was a DMX 1, and I was like, it was called Tokamon Goes to LD, is what I was going to call it. And I ended up looking at it and thinking, this is just fucking horrible. Who's going to watch this? So I deleted it. And then I thought, oh, I know, I'll try something else. And I think I tried to do like this Digimon What If, but then I'm like, who's going to take a guy with 0 subscribers seriously for this? And then I realized that I could just make shit posts. And eventually I made the Digimon in a Nutshell, that first video. And at first, I was going to actually make it like episodic. So it was going to be episode 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. And then I made the first part and thought, I'm just going to summarize this into arcs. It's just going to be painful if I just do one episode at a time. And eventually I made the first one, didn't like it, and then made the Edamon one. So it all went downhill from there.
So is there any remaining footage of the Aldi video? Because I kind of want to see it.
I don't know. I would have to check like old phones and that. But I think I definitely deleted it from memory.
And it's cool the way, you know, you did something, you tried it, and for you, it's like, that's not for me. But now at least you've got that momentum, and you're like, no, I'm going to find my own thing. And I think that's really cool. And for me, that's definitely why I'm such a big fan of your channel. Like I mentioned earlier, I love how just refreshingly original everything that you do is. I think it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Continuing on that, you touched a little bit on this in your previous answer, but what's your process when it comes to making videos?
Well, it is mostly improvisation. A lot of it, because I've watched the original adventure so much that I kind of had it all memorized. So when I was doing it, it was more like, oh yeah, no, I remember this happened here and this happened here, and then I could make something out of it. But when we started getting into Try and Last Evolution, I had to rewatch them to sort of figure out jokes for them. There are some jokes that I have like tucked away in the back of my mind. Like one day randomly, I will just think, oh, that'd be pretty funny. Like to give you an example, one of the series that we'll be tackling, I don't know when, will be Digimon Tamers, and I had this idea of doing like a musical parody of Peaches, but instead it's Ice Devimon singing about Rika. Because I thought the first arc would be the Rika arc, because I think that she was just a prominent like a person in it. So, you know, I'll have that joke in the back of my head, and then when I finally get around to it, I'll then do it. Like another example was the puppets that I did for the end of O2. Like I had that idea when I first decided I'm going to do O2. I thought that would be pretty funny instead of trying to make this whole background and all that, and then just rip on the fact that I can't afford printed ink, and then go from there. But yeah, I think that's what a lot of it is. It's improvisation, and then get to that joke that I thought of months ago, and then try and slot it in and make it as clean as possible. Now, your results may vary, but you know that's the best that I can do. All the other videos that I upload, they're just I'll be watching YouTube, and then something will hit my mind, or there's just a meme that's going around. I'm like, oh yeah, cool, I could do that, and then I do it.
Amazing. That's cool. For me, if I ever have like an idea for a joke or whatever, if I store it away and then think, right, I'm going to drop it here, I always fuck it up because I've thought about it too much. I'm just completely, I think, like 99% just kind of in the moment, roll with it kind of stuff. Because if I overthink stuff, I trip myself up about it. So yeah, big respect for that. If you were to recommend your channel to a newbie, which video would you link them to?
I mean, as much as I'd love to say my VPET challenge videos that I do, I would probably say the In the Nutshell videos, only because I feel like that captures the spirit of the channel more than as much as I love the VPET challenge videos that I've done. You know, I don't think it's a good representation of how dumb this channel can get. So I think the In the Nutshell series is probably the best course of action from there.
That's cool. Those the Armadillomon versus the world and the Numamon challenge, they are for me a real embodiment of that kind of like evil genius alter ego you've got going, and I love that like organized chaos of it, because the challenge you set yourself there is something that someone would think about and they think, oh, that'd be pretty funny, but never actually do it. Whereas you was like, nah, fuck this, I'm committed. And you saw it start to finish. And it was absolutely brilliant. And like you can see, it's filmed over like a long time. And that was one of the things I was interested to know, like how you planned it. Because myself, if I'd had that idea, I'd have sat down, started filming it. About an hour in, thought, this is fucking, I'm not getting anywhere with this. But he was like, nope, I'm committed. I've seen it through. And I think that's brilliant. And for me personally, as a viewer and a big fan, that kind of captures a lot of the magic of your channel, but also like your tier lists and those kind of discussion topics you do. I like hearing your voice on the videos because it gives that more personal aspect. And I think it lets a lot of your kind of like natural personality come through. And again, like I've said, you'll say some, like one of the videos, I can't remember which one it was now, but the tier list, you started by saying, instead of saying, you know, this is just my opinion, everyone's entitled to their own thing, you was like, no, my opinion is the law. If you don't like it, fuck off. It was like, man, I love this guy. I love this guy for having the nuts to have that attitude in today's world. So yeah, really cool, mate. Really cool. Nice chill one now. Tell me about Armadillomon.
Well, I saw this one in the list, and I was like, oh, there's so much I could say. So yeah, if I had a bone to crack, I would, but I made a paper, so I can't do that. Armadillomon. The name is on the tin. He's based off an armadillo. He's one of those ancient Digimon that have the ability to armor digivolve, which means that he could put on clothes. Not many Digimon can do that. I think the only one who wears clothes is Gabumon, so it's a very interesting fact that he can dress up and look like a different Digimon. I think Armored Evolution is probably one of his best traits. He's got so many cool ones. My personal favorite being Kenkimon. Kenkimon's just this one. It was one of my favorites that I had in Digimon World DS, and I love the idea of this big mech. And I mean, if we all had a giant mech, like Mech Godzilla thing, we'd probably have a list of things we'd all demolish. So, you know, the fact that, you know, Armadillomon could give me that's a good thing. But unfortunately, Bandai and Toei and whoever else touches the Digimon universe just does not see the true potential of my four-legged friend. They decide to just, you know, put him as a background character. And it makes sense. I mean, this guy is probably one of the most powerfulest Digimon in the world, and the digital world and our world combined. And it makes sense that they decide to hinder his ultimate power because it's there. It's there. They just don't want to tap into it yet.
I really like Digimon. I know it's an obvious choice, but I think Digimon's a great design. And I had a Digivolving toy of him when I was a kid. I think it was Digimon, and it changed into the Digi-Egg of Knowledge.
Yes.
And it was just a really good toy. I could just remember it being like kind of a cut above the rest in terms of like accuracy to the character and just like the amount of articulation it had. I can just remember being, as a kid, thinking it's just really, really good toy. Like, and then the fact that it was a Digimon as well was even cooler.
I actually have that toy. I'm actually looking at it right now. It's on my table.
Amazing.
Yeah. I don't mind the armor evolutions he took in the show. I think of all of the ones, I'd probably say I like Submarimon more than Digimon. Just because I like the fact that I could probably control it with a Logitech controller.
Yeah, no comment. Invite 3 human characters from the Digimon anime any season for a booze up. Where you going, what you're drinking, etc.
Well, of course it'd be a pub crawl. Like just a pub crawl. And out of all of them, I think it would be mostly all the Data Squad guys. Purely because I think they are of legal drinking age. I think so. You know, we're not going to have any issues there. So I would say Commander Samson because you know he needs a drink. He looks like he has a lot on his plate, and I think he needs a moment to unwind. Then I'd take Thomas because he's the rich boy, so he can flip the bill for us. So you know that's good. And then Marcus's mum, and I refuse to elaborate on any other reason why.
I think, yeah, okay, cool. Do you have any plans for the future?
At the moment, well, I've already revealed that I'll be doing Digimon Tamers in a nutshell. So that's one thing you could be looking forward to. The other thing that I kind of want to do is another challenge video. Now I do have one in mind, which is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be a very balanced playing field, but I don't think I'm going to get very far with them. So we'll just have to wait and see with that one. Another one I do want to do. There's a particular series that Digimon did that I really want to do a retrospective about, and I've done scripting, I've captured footage for it, I've done like test recordings, but I just haven't got put pen to paper and try to finish it. So one thing would be more long form content. So there's a particular video I'm working on now, which is a bit of a subscriber milestone. I'll see what the reception is to that, and if people genuinely want to see more of it, I will probably be making that particular video. So that's something to look forward to if I get around to it. But more immediate plans is just keep on trucking, keep on rolling, keep making these amazing videos that may or may not be amazing depending on how you look at things.
Epic. If you could say anything to the Digimon community, what would you like to say?
Well, as the Digimon community, I think one thing that we've definitely captured is that ability to get together, to connect, and it doesn't matter what part of the world. We've found ways around it. Like to this day, I'm still blown away by the fact that things like World exist. There's people who've made attachments that can read your versus dim for your vital bracelet and then connect it to a regular VPET. Just things like that just blow my mind. And to the Digimon community, not particularly Bandai, just the community themselves, do not stop. Keep innovating, keep reinventing the wheel, because we're making so many cool things that as a community we can all just look back and go, hey, we've done a good job there. And I think that's definitely what's just my closing remarks to the community. Just keep on doing what we're doing. I think it's just an amazing job.
Absolutely epic, sir. Yeah, thank you very much for your time. And yeah, to anyone that hasn't already, head over to the Digimon Professor, subscribe and enjoy yourself some bravely original content, and yeah, enjoy. Cool. Hope you enjoyed that. I had an absolute ace time talking with Jordan. I really genuinely hope you will consider checking out his channel after watching this. It's definitely one of my personal favourite Digimon channels on the entire internet. I think he's absolutely brilliant, as I said throughout the video. So I really hope you'll go over there, check him out and give him a chance, because the dude's a legend. And lastly, if you've enjoyed this, please comment down below and let me know who you would like to see on Finding Digimon. And I'll do my best to track them down and, wag chins. So yeah, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Absolutely buzzing to have a new series to start working on the channel. I think this is, I'm quite excited about this, and I'm looking forward to having some proper chats with people all around the digital world. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts, let me know who you want me to be wagging chins with, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Buzzing.